Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Josh and Ease YouTube channel. If you are watching, thank you for watching. It's been about a month. We're getting close to a month since my last update. I said in the first video that I wouldn't be really consistent with, uploads and stuff like that. I would try to be consistent, but I honestly didn't mean to be this inconsistent. A month is a pretty long time for an update. I hoped it would be weekly, but some other things came up and I couldn't work on this channel. That being said, I also haven't really progressed a lot in Japanese learning. I need to find a good routine. Let me take these off. Hold on. Be more formal with no headphones. So I need to find a better routine. And I need to figure out what I actually want to do since, like I said in my first video, I've looped in starting Japanese. If you're new here, I'm a, pretty much a fresh beginner of Japanese. I know hiragana, I know katakana, and I know some kanji. Other than that, just the very bare bones basics for grammar and stuff like that. I've been trying to immerse. I have a Japanese only YouTube account that I try immersing with like gaming videos and stuff like that. Other than that, I watch a lot of anime with, English subtitles, sadly. I need to become more nitty gritty and actually go out of my way to learn the language and study the language. I can't just rely on listening to audio that I don't understand. That's what I think I've been having a problem with is, I don't do anything to study. Really. So here, actually, the sleeve's not on it, but I have it outside of the sleeve. You can't really see it because it's white. My camera settings are effed. My highlighter just fell out. I have the first edition of GENKI, which is a very popular Japanese integrated course in elementary Japanese. So it's a very popular study material for Japanese. It's a textbook. I have that, which is the main textbook, and then I have the workbook here. So, when I'm done with lessons, I can go and, write down. It asks me a couple questions and stuff like that. I bought this a very long time ago, and I saw that it was meant to be used in a classroom setting. So I thought that me having it personally and trying to self-study with it wouldn't be effective, which is, one of the reasons why I haven't touched it. Another reason is just pure laziness, I feel like I would rather, instead of spending 10, 15 minutes a day doing Genki, I would rather go on my Japanese YouTube account and listen to, native level audio without understanding a thing. So I'm not picking up a thing. I'm not, picking up anything. At this point, I feel like I've listened to enough Japanese to understand some grammatical structures even without knowing it. So I feel like I have the basic understanding of I know I'm yapping here, but listen, I know nothing, but I feel like I've heard, speech enough to replicate or understand tones and stuff like that, maybe a little bit. And I feel like now that I started Genki, I did the first couple of lessons, the first part of the first lesson and the very beginning, which is the greetings, which is not even considered the first lesson. So arigatou gozaimasu and sayonara, which is apparently nobody says that. I get lost on YouTube sometimes, Japanese language learning YouTube, of people telling me the right study method and stuff like that. And, people are like, oh, yeah, don't learn from textbooks because they're, out of date and stuff like that. And they don't have the proper slang and stuff like that. Nobody says that word, blah, blah, blah. And that's also what I feel like has been putting me off learning from Genki is because I don't want to learn words that nobody says or nobody uses that I'm not going to use every day. So, why would I learn this? But, ohayo, konbanwa, the super basic stuff that I already knew, numbers, go, zero, nana, san, 18, 18, stuff like that. Profile and description and stuff like that. Wa, particles, wa, did a couple sentences with that, and then this like at the end. Other than that, that was the first particle I learned pretty much already, and I said that I've been studying for over a year now. But yeah, it's important to actually study the language. You aren't going to just listen and understand the language. It depends, I feel. If you are in a position where you only listen to Japanese all the time, truly all Japanese all the time, then maybe you don't have to study as much when it comes to grammar points, particles. It's not called tone shift when you pitch accent, I think is what it's called, but that's more detailed. If you're near natives or if you're listening more, maybe you have to study less, but I feel like you still have to study the elementary beginner basics to understand and start picking up things in the language. So I've done, between now and the last video, I honestly have not done a lot of my Anki deck, the Core 2K6K. I think I don't know if I'll, ever go back to it. Maybe I will go back to it. Maybe I'll try to find a new deck because I'm so tired of the first 400 words of that deck. I've already reset that deck a bunch of times just because, I get a week behind. I don't want to catch up and spend 2 hours a day for the next week trying to do it. So I'll just reset and it makes it easier. So maybe I'll try to find a new deck to learn the first 2,000 basic words. Once I pick up those words, once I get through Genki, learn a couple grammar points, learn the particles, the very elementary basics, then the content I watch on YouTube, I can start sentence mining, which is, if you've never heard of sentence mining, how can I explain this? I don't really know much about it myself. I've seen videos of it. I've seen people people do it and explain their setup and stuff like that. It's where you watch content like movies, TV shows, anime, whatever it is, read books, light novels, video games, whatever it is. Whenever you encounter a word you don't understand, you take that word and you put it into an Anki deck. So you take the word, you take the sentence it was in, and audio of that word being said, or a screenshot of that word, or all of them. So best you want all of them. You take all of that, you put in an Anki deck, and you can have the spaced repetition set to whatever you used to. Maybe you get you mine 20 new cards in a day. That's good, and it's good for you as well because you made the card yourself and you have an understanding of where that word came from. Umi, ocean. It's I didn't know what this is an example. Umi, I didn't know where that word was from. I mined it, and it's a picture of an anime I was watching, and this character said that. So now every time I hear the word umi, I know what it means because I have a memory of me learning that word. So I believe, personally, I don't know why I'm yapping so much. That's the point of this channel. Yap on. I want to link everything I know to experiences or shows that I watched, or songs I listened to, movies I watched, video games I played, anything, people I talked to, anything like that would help me learn personally. I remember, I already said this in the last video, Sati, the two hiragana, sa and chi, I remember them because of a character from an anime I watched. So I already know them now because I've seen them a million times. I know all the hiragana, katakana, and stuff like that. But yeah, so I just wanted to make this video to revive the channel. It's not dead yet. Second video, the channel's already dead. But yeah, hopefully, I'm not even gonna say that I promise a more scheduled upload. But I want to update. So a lot's been happening with me and stuff like that, school and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm going to try to get through Genki. I have not worked on it today. Let me check my workbook real quick. Question sentences. Okay. So we're going to do one thing at a time, just like very basic. Lesson 1. Let's see. Daisu ka. Daisu ka. Daitsu ka. I don't know if that means like lesson, but that's the Romanji? No. That's just the hiragana for the kanji. Lesson 1, like section 2 of Genki 1 is question sentences. I'm gonna show you real quick if I can. Just like, oh my god, webcam's freaking out. You can barely see it, but my handwriting is extremely bad. This is, oh god, what is happening? Sorry, I'm so sorry. The page is so bright. So there, you can't really see it, but there is the second page I'm gonna do. It's just that one page there. I'm at the point where, you know, I say that, oh, I'm going to do Take Kim's Grammar Guide, Kirdali videos, Anki, everything like that. Those are things that I want to do, and they're avenues that I can take, but I need to start small, and I need to start basic. And I feel like one lesson of Genki a day, along with, you know, YouTube content, just me listening in, trying to understand, and, you know, reviewing the Anki lesson I did beforehand is a good beginning. So I'm going to review the lesson I did before, which is the particle wa. And I wrote out a couple, I showed it on screen. I wrote out a couple example sentences. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to do question sentences. I'm going to do those two. So personal diary to future self. If you are watching this, you better have done those two. Okay. But yeah, there's that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Watch anime. Any excuse to watch anime is a good excuse. That, do Genki. Maybe look for a new flashcard deck. Those are things I want to do. But, you know, the basics. Genki. Okay, those are the basics. And maybe look for a new Anki deck and lessen the stress on the deck. I had 8 new flashcards today, and I did that for like a good amount of time, maybe like 3 or 4 months. And I just lost it. Like, I feel like if I could have kept going and I could just be, you know, crazy at Anki, so I know a bunch of kanji, that would definitely help me out when going through this spot. Yeah, I think that's enough yapping for tonight. I just saw my first video. I was like, oh, you know, I should, you know, make an update, you know, while I have time to and while I'm available. Yeah. That's pretty much the end of the video. No real progress. Just started on Genki. I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching and you're not me, thanks for watching to the end. If you have any comments, make sure to leave them down below. If you enjoyed, make sure to give it a dislike. Actually, yeah, give it a dislike. If you made it this far, dislike the video. I want 1,000,000 dislikes on this video. 1,000,000. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Stop yapping. Yap session over. See ya.